Let's start on our backs. Get your pelvis level by leveling your hands. Your low back off the mat. Walk your shoulders away from your pelvis by straightening the elbows. Lift your head, lay it back down. Take a big inhale. Belly rises, ribs widen, collarbones rise. As you exhale, use a ha sound. Inhale, 3-part breath again. Use the ha, and then close your lips, but still make the ha sound at the back of your throat, so it's very audible. And that's the ujjayi breath of yoga. Now draw your right knee into your chest and lengthen the left. Interlace your fingers at the top knuckles, and then put it across the front of the knee. Pull the leg in, and you're reaching your elbows down towards the mat. And this is distracting the joints in your hands and your wrist. Spread your toes. Pull on the hands. Elbows are reaching towards the floor. Feel the space in the joints. Knee comes towards your shoulder. Maybe you can move lower down the joints and pull. You can get the wrist a little better that way. Creating space throughout the hand bones. Foot goes up, switch sides. Interlace. Start at the top joints of the fingers. And then pull the elbows down towards the mat. Release the muscles of the hand so that the bones will spread in your hand. Level your pelvis, so you probably have to lower your left hip some. Shoulder comes towards the knee. Spread your toes. Broaden your back, shoulders down, neck long. Ujjayi breathing. Belly tightens on the exhale. On the exhale, you can feel a cinching up sensation from the low back around the sides of the waistline as the navel pulls towards the spine. Go to the lower knuckles. Let all the hand muscles go soft. Just the shoulders and the upper arms are pulling the elbows downward. Get fascinated with your breath throughout this practice. We'll use the ujjayi throughout. It's audible, you can hear it. Release. Inhale. Exhale, chin towards your Adam's apple, and then peel your way up. Bring your hands to the bottoms of your feet. Your chin towards your chest, and push your feet into your hands. It's a push and a pull. So you're pushing into your hands, but your spine is pulling back behind you. It's because stretching the shoulders, the elbow, and the hands. Walk your heels in as tight as you can get them. Push and pull. Ujjayi. Walk your heels forward from the spot you are at and push and pull. Get fascinated with the broadening of your back on your inhale. See how large you can get it. And on the exhale, your waistline pulls in, your belly scoops towards the spine. Walk your heels forward a couple more inches, push and pull. Go out as far as your body allows today. Push and pull. Back. Try to make your breath as long as possible. Then exhale for 5 count. Then exhale for 7. Release, drop your hands, roll up your spine, inhaling, and then come to a Japanese sitting style. So curl your toes under. You're going to rest your weight on your hands, not much, or as much as your body allows today. It'll improve. Now you can shift your shoulders forward. Feel it stretch across the wrists. 3 breaths. Ujjayi breathing. If you can't take that much pressure today, keep your weight back. And you can move your hands back. Just get the stretch. But if your wrist will tolerate it, a little bit of pressure will help the bones. The crease of your elbow or the eye of your elbow always points in the direction of your thumb. On these hand balances. Now you're going to switch the hands so that the fingers point towards your knees. Stretching the backs of your hands. You can walk them out further if you can tolerate more stretch. Drop your head. If the bottoms of your feet are starting to get too much of a stretch, you can always flatten out the feet and sit on them this way. And if this is uncomfortable for your knees, sit however you like. This is really about your hands. Now, you're going to turn your fingers back towards your knees and sit back as much as you can. And put as much weight on your hands as your body will tolerate today. You must listen very closely to what your body's saying to you today. You're working in intensity, but never into pain. Ujjayi. Come up. Interlace your fingers, make a steeple, and bring your arms out in front of you. Drop your head. Straighten your elbows as much as you can. Point your index fingers down towards the mat and lift your wrists up so you're cocking the wrists. Shoulder blades. Toes can be curled under or flat, depending on what kind of stretch you need on your feet. If your knees do not tolerate this, you can move your arms to the right until you feel a stretch down your left side. Ground your left hip down. Start watching your ribs move. Come back. Left goes down. Your right shoulder. And then come back to center. Slowly roll up through your spine, inhaling. Lay on your side. Stack your ankles and your hips. You're going to turn your palm up and put it on your shoulder. Hold your shoulder and then lay on it. This is abdominal work. You're going to lift and press into the back of your hand. Inhale down. Head comes down. Exhale, squeeze the obliques. Press into your hand. So it's abs and shoulder arm. Exhale as you rise with the ujjayi. Inhale as you lower. Roll onto your back for the fish. Elbows are down, palms are down. Heart lifts, arch behind your back. Scrape your chin along your Adam's apple and then lower the head and keep your chin cocked towards the Adam's apple just a little. We want this curve to be in the low neck. Heart up, press down with the fingers, the hands, the forearms. Now bring your chin towards your Adam's apple to strengthen your neck. And rise up, other side, lounge lizard. Stack ankles and hips. Hand on the shoulder, elbow in. Exhale as you rise, push into the back of your hand. Inhale. Exhale, push into the back of your hand. So this is 50% abs, 50% arm. Head can drop at the bottom. And then lift. If you can lengthen your breath, great. You'll move slower. Roll onto your tummy. Hands under shoulders, elbows in tight. Inhale and exhale. Belly comes up, pubic bone grounds, fingers, toes wide. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you lower. Same thing here, 50% back, 50% arms. Make sure you're using both halves of your back. And you can do this low and then get higher. The belly comes up and the pubic bone grounds at the beginning of each movement. That keeps lengthening the lumbar. Your chin scrapes along your Adam's apple and then the head comes up at the end. As you come down, low ribs move away from the hips, middle ribs move up and away from low ribs, upper ribs move up and away from mid ribs. Reach the ribs forward, 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 forward. Ground the pelvis by pulling the belly up. Rise, chin scrapes Adam's apple, elbows hug tight. Elbows scrape along the sides of the ribs. And lower down. Place your hands under your shoulders. Press up with the knees on the ground. And then you're going to walk your feet up by the hands. Warrior 2. Come to the front of your mat. Take a big inhale. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Now this front arm, you're going to wrap it around the back. And then interlace your fingers. And with your left arm, you're going to pull. Tall, look forward. And pull again. Bring your back elbow in towards your ribs. So both shoulders are getting a stretch. Sink a little deeper. Belly in, tail anchors down. Toes are floating. Press into your back outer heel. Release. Turn your left foot out. Knees point in the direction of your second toe. Belly in, spine straight up and down. Left elbow under right. Backs the hands together or the palms. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you lower. Inhale. Ujjayi. Switch. Right elbow underneath. You can be here, 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 whatever your shoulder allows today. This stretches every joint in the upper body. So if your body just allows this, great. That's where you're working. You're listening. Toes float. Place your hands on your hips. Straighten your elbows just to get some traction in the back. And then warrior 2 on the other side. So the right foot turns in 45 degrees. Left foot out. Left arm wraps around the back. Interlace your fingers. Belly in. Tail down. Bend your front knee. Look forward and pull with the right hand. Right elbow pulls in towards the ribs. Press into the back outer edge of the heel. Lift the front upper chest. Right hand pulls on the left to intensity, not pain. It's about a 50% pull, depending on where you are at. Ujjayi. Release. Shake it out. Back foot comes up to the front foot at the front of your mat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, lower down. To a dolphin. Hands are spread wide like a starfish. Straight line from your middle finger, elbow, shoulder. Drop your head. Lift. Go ahead and keep the elbows grounded on the mat. And then lift your knees. Press down with the thumb and the pointer finger. Close the low ribs. So the low front ribs are knitting together as if you're putting them in your pockets. Ujjayi, breathe like you mean it. Elbows stay in line. Knees come down. So your arms are like railroad tracks. The elbows are not out to the side. You got to keep them in. One more time. If you want to repeat this, you may, or move to something a little more advanced, which position so the elbows stay. It's called a turbo dog. Elbows stay in and bend, and then lift. But they're off the mat. Squeeze in like you're squeezing a beach ball. Lower down onto your back. For dead man's pose, bring your feet to the corners of your mat and turn your palms up. Drop your jaw. Release around your eyes and around your mouth. Shoulders drop. Release down the arms all the way to your fingertips. Drop your jaw, tongue widens, throat softens, belly lets go, glutes spread, thighs release, kneecaps float, calves let go, feet surrender. Gather up all your thoughts about the past. Set them on a cloud, let them float away. Gather up all your thoughts about the future, set them on a cloud, let them float away. They'll come back later. Affirm the past does not exist. The future does not exist. The only real moment in time is this one. So be here. As thoughts float up, keep putting them on clouds. wiggling your fingers and your toes. Take a big inhale, reach your arms above your head and stretch, palms facing each other. Reach up. 3 breaths. Release. Cross your right knee over your left. Drop your knees all the way down to the ground. Left arm goes up. Left knee touches the floor. And then open up the left arm. If you want to add to this, you can flex the wrist back. Straighten the fingers. Float to a Y shape. And back to a T. Just play with it. You can bend the elbow or straighten it. Lengthen the back of your neck. Left knee stays grounded on the floor. If your hand gets numb at all, bend the elbow, put some slack in the nerves. And you can roll the shoulder inward and roll the shoulder outward. Just find the tight spots and work them out. Using your abs to lift your legs. Switch left on top, all the way down. Right knee grounds, right arm up, right arm opens. Flex the wrist back if you want to add to it. Straighten the fingers to add, and straighten the elbow to add. Y shape to a T. Roll the shoulder in if you like. Move every direction. Searching for the tight spots. Bring the thumb across to the pinky. You can even curl the fist down. Whatever your needs are. Ujjayi. The shoulder cannot touch the floor. You want the shoulder a couple inches off the floor to get a good stretch. Maybe it's overhead for you. Release. Knees come up. Chin towards your chest and slowly roll up. Come to a seated position. Choose 3 blessings in your life and give thanks. As you exhale,